This is Kim Burns in Mamaroneck Harbor, and I am here with the Oyster Bay, New York, Ida May, who came over to share its fabulous journey with the people of Mamaroneck. This is George Ellis. You're the Executive Director of the Waterfront Center. Waterfront Center in Oyster Bay, and he collaborated with our mutual friend Ken Knowles to bring us the Ida May 2 days worth of adventure.
2 days.
So
yes.
Tell me a little bit about, first of all, you've been with the Waterfront Center how long?
So I've been the Executive Director of the Waterfront Center for 5 years. I was on the board prior to that for 4, so it's a total of 9 years. It's been it's an amazing organization. We are celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, and the Waterfront Center, it's very similar. What really kind of captured us with this collaboration was that the MEC, the Mamaroneck
Education Center,
is very much like the Waterfront Center.
Right.
On our education side. So the Waterfront Center is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Oyster Bay, New York. We provide marine education activities. We do a lot of things with school children. We have a beach near our property. We do seining. We have touch tanks, a lot of great things. The vessels that we have help to support that. And so we'll take school kids out on the vessels and we'll do water quality testing, plankton tows, dredging where we dredge up creatures from the bottom, and they get to experience them live. And a lot of children never really get that experience. You know, that maybe they go to the beach or they'll do something like that.
They also may not know what they're looking at.
No, and it's wonderful, just the same thing that's happening here in Mamaroneck. It's really great to create these environmental stewards and this appreciation for what it's about.
Absolutely, but tell me, let's go back, because you're saying that the boat actually helps support it because you charge a certain fee for people to
Correct.
go on the boat.
We do.
And school groups or whatever.
School groups, the public. We do public education sales with adults, just like this one that we're doing here, which is great. We also do basic tours, harbor tours, and things like that. She's available for private charter. We also have our 1883 oyster sloop Christine, which is on the National Historic Register, which is an original boat that worked in Oyster Bay Harbor as well.
That's amazing.
This is the 1925 Ida May, which was recreated from the original Ida May. She worked in Oyster Bay Harbor for 75 years, harvesting oysters exclusively in the harbor for Frank M. Flower Company. And when she was decommissioned, she was donated to the Waterfront Center as an on-land exhibit. The plan was to build the boat back up again, but it was too far gone. So the lines were taken from the original boat, and here we have the new Ida May. What remains is the original nameplate from the original Ida May.
You had to save something,
which is great.
You had to save something.
You got to save something.
So what do you do in the winter? Because you've got this 2 amazing boats that you just discussed. So obviously they get put up for storage. Then are you still open year round? Or you shut down for a couple of months, or how does that work?
No, we're open year round. We do education activities all year round in our building, very similar to here. We have touch tanks and fish tanks, and we bring groups to do programming there, which is wonderful. That remains all year round. But we also have sailing activities, so we do junior sailing and adult sailing lessons and racing teams and various things. So those go from March until November. So we're not really shut down
That's
very
amazing.
long. And we also rent sailboats, we rent sonars, we do kayak and paddleboard rentals. We do a lot of things.
So are there any organizations that are as large as yours in this area? Because nothing around here can I possibly compare to what you're talking about.
Not to the extent of the activity that we have. You know, there are organizations that do pieces of what we do.
Right.
But pulling it all together, it's a rare thing. And the visionaries that created it and the town of Oyster Bay that supports it, we are on town land. Again, it's just remarkable how similar it is to this organization, MEC. It's very similar. So the support that we get from our community and everybody, it's just wonderful. And the benefit that we see directly in the joy that we get from the kids that come, the knowledge that they gain. And the same thing with adults. It just, we know we're doing the right thing.
It's wonderful because with the kids, it's like digging and, coming up with crabs or whatever. It's not the same thing as being on an exciting boat and having somebody explain to you what kind of crab that is.
That's right.
It's really cool.
Exactly.
And with the adults on the cruise, I mean, I'm sure it provides cocktails.
Well,
so
they can bring their own cocktails.
Okay,
we don't provide it for them.
Bring your own. I love that.
Own,
okay, so as long as we know
right.
that.
That's right.
So you guys are about to launch, and you're going to be taking this group of young children and their parents.
So
and how long will you go for?
So we're going to go out for 2 hours, and we're going to do our typical marine education sail.
Okay.
So we're going to head out there. We have a touch tank on board, so we're going to show the kids things that we brought with us that came from Oyster Bay. Then we have a dredge on board, so we're going to actually dredge and try and hopefully not get snagged on a rock. So it's a little bit, we're out of our home territory, so we're trying to figure out what to do. But bring up the dredge and see what we pull up from the bottom.
Oh, that's exciting.
And we're pretty excited because we think we're going to see some little different things when we get on
sure.
our side of
right.
of the
yeah.
sand.
Never know. That's the great thing about the water. Always so many surprises.
That's right. And then just enjoy the beautiful day.
The beautiful day. Not too hot
nice
yet.
Little sail.
Not too hot yet.
That's right.
So how can people find you, George?
So they could find us at on our website, which is www.thewaterfrontcenter.org.
Okay.
Okay. We're also on social media, and that's it. And they can come to Oyster Bay and come to the Western Waterfront, and that's where they'll find us.
Western Waterfront.
Western Waterfront in Oyster Bay.
All right, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you, George Ellis.
Thank you.
We are now going to track down Kyle Troy, who is the big shot over at the Marine Education Center. And here we are with Kyle Troy of the Marine Education Center. You've been the director for 10 years?
10 years now, yes.
10 years. And your biology background drew you to this situation, which is so fun and amazing.
Yeah, I've been a biologist throughout the country before this 10, 11 years. So when they asked me to run this, it was very exciting and new, and learn something new every day. And doing stuff like this is a new collaboration. It's a pilot program, and it's very exciting. So something new every year. Yeah.
So what would you say are the top couple of things that the Marine Education Center does for the town and for the people of Mamaroneck?
Oh my gosh, lots of stuff. Especially the biggest thing is education of the Long Island Sound. You'd be surprised the amount of people that come into the center and don't know eels live here, or oyster toadfish, which is a very fun-looking fish. Don't know a clam is an actual animal. I know that sounds crazy, but it's that kind of stuff. The education, it's seeing people grow up and love the sound in the water here and want to help it. That's the biggest thing I think we do. We bring different programs, hands-on programs for kids, so they actually get to physically touch and see and feel. I think that's the best part of learning. It's not, you could read out of a book, but seeing it with your eyes and touching it is the way to learn, and kids are just loving it, and they experience so much more.
And endless curiosity anyway.
Exactly.
So
Getting dirty and hands-on, that's the way to
Dirty's so
live.
good.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so people can come on down to Mamaroneck Harbor, and it's right here, right past the gate.
Yes, so it's right on your left when you go through the parking booth, and we do daily programs. They're up on the website. You could go to marineeducationcenter.org. You'll see all the camps. The daily programs are free. Those are kind of little snippets of what we do in our bigger programs, so parents of all ages can come and see if their kids would like it, like plankton netting or seining or mussling. So it's all different stuff. That's free. That changes every week, but you could also see our camps, pop-up programs that we do, after-school programs, all types of stuff. Birthdays. Yeah.
Birthdays?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Please go to the website and check it out. We're going to let Kyle go because she's going to go out on the Item A.
Yeah, we're going to set sail.
This is for 2 hours, and then they're going to come back in, and they're going back at 12:30, and then again at 5:30 for an adult sail.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much for talking to us and for all that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are back. The Item A is out to sail, and I'm here with Helen Rafferty, who has been associated with the Marine Education Center for how many years?
Oh gosh, I want to say about 15 years or so.
15 years. And
Yeah.
just give us a brief on how it started. And I know that you went from taking it to volunteer program to a place of employment for Kyle Troy and full programs.
Sure. The Marine Education Center started, oh my gosh, over 15 years ago. It was an all-volunteer outfit at the time. Tiny tanks, no budget, but big ambitions. And about, I want to say 8-9 years ago, the village took the Marine Education Center and turned it into a department of the village. At that point, we were able to hire a trained naturalist, Kyle Troy, to become the center's director. And from then on, it has just been a slow, steady process of improving our tank creature environments, improving our equipment, being able to take kids and adults on more and more ambitious programs out in the field to do real environmental research.
So let's talk about funding.
Funny you should ask.
Yeah, funny you should ask. I know that you have been so integral in bringing the center up to a place through raising funds to provide this education for everybody on the sound here.
Sure. About a year ago, we took the steps necessary to form a 501c3, that is a nonprofit organization, so that we could raise funds for the center and have them be tax deductible. And since then, we've been building our board and building the reserves we have in our funds so that we can help the center not to pay for the just baseline operation cost as a department of the village that is covered, but to enhance and augment all the programs that the center would like to offer both for children and for adults. And that's for people in Mamaroneck and anyone that loves Long Island Sound and our Sound Shore environment and wants to get involved in helping to protect it.
Well, I think everybody should. Anybody who's seen it, and also, Helen, anybody who has seen the fabulously positive changes in the sound in the last, 5 to 10 years.
Sure.
And it's people like yourself. It's people who are realizing that how important this body of water is in every way.
Well, and if I can figure it out, everybody can. I'm from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. It took me a while to figure out there were actually fish in that water out there. So I've been on a very slow and sometimes painful learning curve. But everyone that cares about Long Island Sound should get more involved with things like the Marine Education Center, with our sister organization across the Sound, the Waterfront Center, that graciously brought their 1920s oyster trawler, the Ida May, to come take out folks here on the water and learn more about efforts both from small organizations like ours and larger organizations like the Billion Oyster Project and Save the Sound to make our Sound once again a clean, hospitable environment for sea creatures.
Well, I have 3 sons, and they basically grew up on the Sound just down the road, and I thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, and just
and
everyone
everybody
please get
else,
involved.
and the amazing effort that people have made to make sure that we completely value this beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Kim, and thanks for
water.
everything you do too.
Thank you. And one last thing, if people want to volunteer, if they want to send money to you, Helen, not to you personally, but
Feel free.
feel free. How can they do that?
You can make checks, cash, Venmo, credit card, all payable to the Friends of the Marine Education Center. If you go on the Marine Education Center website, it will direct you to our Friends site, and you can make any donation, large or small, is appreciated to help us keep the center growing and going strong.
Okay, everybody do that. Thank you for joining us today to see the fabulous Ida May sale with all those little kids. They were so excited. They were
Future environmental warriors.
future environmental warriors. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Kim Burns. This podcast was made possible by the unique partnership of the Waterfront Center in Oyster Bay and the Marine Education Center in Mamaroneck.